How's it going, my evil residents? Today, I've got a bit of a different video that might interest you. Today, we're going to talk about something I've seen quite a few times on Twitter and also on TikTok. And, you know, if it comes from TikTok, it's going to be a good YouTube video idea. So, what I'm talking about today is the debate going on about who would win in a fight. Joel Miller from The Last of Us or Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. I've got some thoughts about this, and I'd like to lay out my evidence for you in this video about why Leon would absolutely destroy Joel, and it's not even close whatsoever. I hope you liked the video. Let's get right into things. First off, let's start with our boy, our silly little guy, Leon S. Kennedy. For fairness sake, I'm going to take the most iconic version of both of these characters, meaning I'm going to take Joel from the first game, majority of when you play as him, and I'm going to take Leon from Resident Evil 4 Remake, and all of the skills that he has at that point. Those are the two versions I see most compared anyway, so we're going to be talking about those two. Now we're going to start off with Joel. Now Joel is, for the majority of the game, a smuggler that smuggles things in and out of his city that he lives in. Most of his time is spent hiding from infected, unless he has to fight them, in which case he uses mostly survival means and basic weaponry that you can get your hands on reasonably in a zombie apocalypse to fight these zombies. He doesn't do much hand-to-hand combat besides swinging basic weapons around, no fancy moves or anything like that. It's mostly just rough and tumble, down and dirty, basic fighting that you would expect from a civilian in a zombie apocalypse that has learned a thing or two about how to deal with zombies. Now, when he fights humans, it's basically hide behind cover and shoot them. Every once in a while, he will get in a fist fight with them. Again, there's no super fancy moves. It's mostly him just doing like boxing moves, grappling them, stuff like that. Yeah, Joel's got some... He's more skilled than the average person would be in a zombie apocalypse, but he's not like some like god warrior. Now, he is a formidable foe, don't get me wrong. I mean, he did slaughter a ton of people in that hospital and throughout the entire game. But yeah, he has quite a high body count that it cannot be ignored. But yeah, now let's compare Joel to Leon Kennedy's characteristics. Let's go over his. Now, Leon Kennedy survived the Raccoon City incident after fighting many mutated monsters, a giant alligator, multiple zombies, lickers, stuff like that, Ivies, Birkin in his many horribly dangerous monstrous forms, and then after this he went on to receive government training from the US government to become basically a super secret super spy. He was trained to basically be a human weapon by the government. He's basically John Wick, but he does what the president... Leon is clearly very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, close quarters fighting with just normal fist fighting. Clearly he's very proficient with knives. That's literally the whole plot point in the game. He's very skilled with and knows how to use every firearm that he comes across with basically no training, and some of the firearms that he comes across are not super common, so it's kind of funny that he knows how to use them. In Resident Evil 4, Leon fights giants, he fights giant bugs, parasitic zombies that can swallow him whole in one bite, a giant fish, like a giant fish. He fights Sadler in the form of a big spider demon looking thing. He fights Salazar in the form of a weird tentacle bug looking ass whatever the fuck he turns into. What does he turn into in that game? I can't even tell what it is, but he fights that massive thing. Fights Krauser, which is basically a superhuman normal guy until he gets his blade arm from Prototype, and then he still beats him, he still kicks his ass. And yeah, that's all of Leon's feats. Now let's actually compare them. When he fights zombies, he's fighting clickers and bloaters. Now, as far as power level goes, I would compare the bloaters to Garradors that he fights in mainly the castle section of the game, which are the blind guys with the big Wolverine claws, those guys. And Joel also fights a lot of clickers, which I would compare to like lickers from Resident Evil 2. in terms of difficulty at least, how difficult it seems for them to take down. Joel takes down quite a many of those. Leon also takes down quite a many of the enemies that I mentioned are similar to Joel's. They're not fighting zombies, they are fighting each other, they are both fighting people. Now, while Joel does have more experience fighting people, he's fighting other normal people. He's not fighting like spies or like super trained people. Meanwhile, Leon in Resident Evil 4 fights at least 2 secret agents, one of which was just maybe flirting with him by fighting, was Krauser, the person who trained him and was actively going for killing blows with every blow. And you know, Leon kicked his ass, so I think it's safe to say if Leon survived the fight with Krauser alone and killed him and basically came out unscathed after that, he didn't have any like serious injuries, I think it's safe to say he would whoop Joel's ass. And as far as Leon's aim, if it was like a gunfight or something, pretty sure Leon would come out on top because Joel is an older guy, he might be a little slow, and Leon is proven to be able to hit lots of fast-moving targets really quickly, lining up shots pretty quick and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure Leon could, you know, just like quick-scope him or something like that. But there are scenarios where I think Joel would win. Not many. Specifically one that I think of where Joel would win. Every other scenario, I think Leon absolutely destroys him because he's basically government-issued John Wick, while Joel is just... he's very resourceful, and he fights dirty, and that's kind of what gets him as far as he gets. The scenario I think Joel would win in is if both of these guys were dropped into like a forest with literally nothing and said, okay, we will rescue you when you kill the other guy. That's the only time I think Joel would actually win, because Joel has more experience surviving out in the wild. Just by the nature of a zombie apocalypse, he knows how to make do with what he has and scavenge and stuff like that. In that scenario, I think Joel would easily win. Like, no contest. It's never said how well trained Leon is for survival. I'm assuming he's a little bit survival trained, you know, just in case, given he's a government agent and a super spy and stuff like that. Leon usually heavily relies on his equipment that he has to do his job, basically. Meanwhile, Joel kind of works with what he has, and in a survival setting where you have nothing, Leon is at a big disadvantage, because while, yes, he can suplex you into the ground and break your neck in one fell swoop, if he's not able to go and get his own food and survive, he's going to be too weak to do that. In which case, Joel, who would know how to hunt, he would know how to gather his food and cook it and stay healthy and all that stuff, he would be able to beat Leon in that scenario. At least I think. That is the only scenario where I think Joel would actually win. Unfortunately, poor Joel. Actually, not poor Joel. He's a prick. He's an asshole. But yeah, that's my argument for why Leon absolutely smokes Joel unless they're in the Hunger Games. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you disliked the video, please leave a like. I would like to hear your opinion about this down in the comments. If you agree, you disagree, you don't give a shit, and you're asking where the RE2 weapon ranking is, leave a comment, please. But yeah, I've been seeing this all over the place, and I wanted to make a quick video about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay evil, my residents.
Ellie, that ain't for kids.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of that.
What, hold
Just